Hey guys, today I'm going to take you through an interval weight training session that I designed specifically for the Stylerunner Health Club. The way in which this is going to work is we're going to start off with a warm-up which is focused on opening up through the hips and reinforcing correct movement patterns. So when we come to the workout itself, you're going to be engaging all the right muscles at the right time, making the workout really efficient and effective. We're then going to go through some glute activation, and we're going to do it in such a way so that I can show you the format of the rest of the session. I'll explain the rest when we get there. So we're going to start off with a dynamic warm-up that's focused on opening up through the hips. So the first one that we're going to do is a Spider-Man into hamstring stretch. So I'm going to get you guys to come down and meet me in a straight arm plank. Always push the floor away and keep the shoulders engaged. From here, this is about alignment. Left foot forward, hip, knee, second toe in alignment. Use your breath to exhale, stretching through the hamstring and the groin. And then from here, just push your weight back, straighten that front leg for a more intense hamstring stretch. Come back to the center and switch legs. Right leg forward, hip, knee, second toe. Drop through the elbow and then straighten the front leg. We're gonna do 10 in total, just alternating legs. Try and increase your range of movement with every rep. And I find it easier to use your exhale to move. Dynamic warm-ups are really important at the beginning of workouts because they help to prime the nervous system and wake it up, as opposed to static stretching, which I usually do after a workout because it helps cool you down and tell the body that the workout has finished. Last two. Everyone knows I love a good warm-up. Sometimes the warm-ups are harder than the workouts themselves. All right, from here, we're gonna go into a lateral-based movement, okay? So it's gonna be a lateral squat or a lateral lunge with a hamstring stretch element in as well. So set yourself up so that your feet are wide and they're turned out, so you're turning out from the hips. From here, you're looking again for alignment, hip, knee, second toe. So when you come down, hip, knee, second toe, weight on the heels, and then from there, push the hips up, stretch through the hamstring. So you're getting a hamstring, a groin, and an inner thigh or adductor stretch. This is essentially a single leg squat. Again, we're just gonna do 10, spending only sort of 2 to 3 seconds in each position. Last one to each side. And bring it back to the center. The last movement that we're going to go through here is a squat based. The first movement in our main set today is going to be a squat, so we want to reinforce the correct positioning in that movement. Set your feet up just over hip distance apart and think about turning the feet out a little bit, screwing the feet in. As you screw the heels in, you'll automatically feel the glutes and hips engage. From here, pull yourself down and use your elbows to drive your knees out. From here, we're looking to reinforce the correct positioning in the bottom of the squat. So long spine, tuck the chin in so the neck is in line with the spine, and drive the knees out so they're in line with the second toe. From here, push the elbow into the knee and rotate. Other side, back to the center, and again, hamstring stretch. Tuck your head here, you'll get the full neural stretch all the way down the spine. Again, bottom position, open up one way, open up the other way, and ass up. We're only going to do 5 of these. 3. Quads will also be burning here. 4. Last one. And coming back up to center. Okay, so we've now opened up through the hips. We're now going to think about engaging the glutes. because those are the muscles that we want to fire when we go into our squats later. So we're going to go into 2 exercises here that we're going to superset, and this is going to be the format for the rest of the session. A strength-based exercise followed by a plyometric type version, which is more of a cardio interval. So the 2 exercises. First of all, we're going to do 20 glute bridges. So from here, ribs down connected to the pelvis, heels flat, pushing into the ground, hands down, tuck the pelvis slightly so you're not arching your back, drive it up and squeeze. We're just going to do 20 reps here. Doesn't need to be super slow, but with control. Give the glutes a good squeeze at the top. If you struggle to feel your glutes, bring your heels close towards you. The further away they are, the more you're going to feel the hamstrings. And as an extra glute activation, you can also come up onto your heels. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, one leg is going to come into tabletop. Now, the regression for this is just to march, keeping the pelvis nice and still. But for the purpose of today, we're going to do the plyometric version to again elevate the heart rate. From here, switch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just for 10, 8, your triceps will be burning, and break, because they're having to stabilize. We're going to take a 30-second break, and then we're going to do it for 2 more times. By the way, how do you guys wear bike pants? Because honestly, I don't think I've ever worn them in my life, and they're very interesting. All right, second round. From here, again, make sure the ribs are connected to the pelvis. If they're not, you're arching your back, it's going to go into your lower back instead of your glutes. Tuck. Think about that pincer effect underneath the glutes. Drive it up, pause and squeeze. Hip, knee, second toe, again in line. And keep the chin tucked in so the neck is nice and long and supported on the mat. 7, 8, 11, 12, 14, you should start really feeling the glutes now. 15, last 5, 4, keep the shoulders nice and broad. 3, 2, you're going to stay up on the next one. 1, if you're going to march it out for 20. Otherwise, we're going to go, bring one leg to tabletop, hips are level, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, my triceps are cramping. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and come down and rest. 30 seconds rest. 1 more round. My triceps are on fire, so I hope you hurt just as much. So fun fact, we did a hip opener at the beginning, because if your hips aren't open enough, if your hip flexors are too tight, you can't get the extension required to actually engage your glutes properly. So that's why hip mobility is so important. All right, last set. Ribs down, shoulders broad, collarbones reaching, hands down, neck in and up and squeeze. 5, 6, 7, good. 8, 9, 10. Remember, if you're not feeling your glutes, you can come up onto your heels or walk your feet in a little bit. 14. I also can't count, so I apologize. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. They should be burning. Now you're going to hold. Make sure the pelvis is level, ribs are still down, glutes up, on. From here, one leg comes up, pelvis is still level, abs in, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and come down. You should feel warm. And you're welcome. So we've finished the warm-up. You should be very warm. I'm sweating. Now we're going to go into the main set. Now essentially all this is, it's a very simple layout. You're going to do a strength-based exercise first, and then you're going to do a cardio-focused interval. If you were outside, you could run, you could bike, you could swim. In here, I'm going to go through a body weight cardio-based exercise that also focuses on mobility. The first exercise we're going to do is a squat. Now, if you're at home and you don't have many weights, the easiest way to make an exercise more difficult and more strength-based, as opposed to doing just millions of reps, is to slow it down. I'm going to use a kettlebell today. You could use a dumbbell, or you can just use body weight. And I like having a band just above my knees because it forces me to push my knees out, which engages my glutes more. So like I said at the beginning, feet just over hip distance, screw the feet in so you can automatically feel the hips. Squeeze the kettlebell in front of you, abs are in nice and tight. This also works the upper back. We're going to go through 10 slow reps, 3 counts down, 3 counts pause, driving the knees out, 3 counts up. 3, 2, 1, oh, didn't even hold, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. As you're doing this, sit back in the heels, make sure that your knees are tracking the toes, you don't want them to fall in. And make this slow and controlled. 4. This is now going to be my workout for the day because I don't feel like I'll be able to do anything else after. Good. 5. 5 to go. Good. So instead of just dropping down into the bottom of the squat, feel like you're pulling yourself down. Your lower back should be lengthened. You don't want to tuck at the bottom. So keep thinking about the tailbone lengthening as you come down, weight on the heels, drive the knees out. You've got 2 to go, I hope. One more. You should also feel your entire spinal extensors having to work really hard to hold you up. Okay, that's the strength-based portion done. Now we go into the cardio component, and I've picked a jumping Spider-Man for this because it also allows us to work through our hip mobility. You could pick a time and do it for 30 seconds or a minute or 2 minutes. We're just going to do 20 of these. They're quite a challenging exercise. The regression is just to bring the knees under the chest. Otherwise, left knee or left foot, outside left hand. From here, we're going to switch change. And 1, 2, think about alignment. 3, 4, 5, as fast as you can in good form. 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we've got a 1 minute break, and we're going to do an extra 2 rounds. I hope you're ready. If you wanted to progress this, say you're going to do the same workout next week, you could do a heavier weight, you could have less rest, or you could add a set. So instead of doing 3 sets like we're going to do today, next week you do 4. All right, one other tip. If you struggle with your range of movement on a squat because of mobility issues, there are some little tricks that I can give you to help out. I've broken my right ankle 4 times. Took me a long time to be able to squat barefoot without compromising my lower back. Don't ever not work on your mobility, but this is a way to allow you to get depth, keeping the integrity of your spine. From here, same tempo. Knees out, screw your feet in. My heels are slightly elevated. It makes it easier to come down. Pause and control. This is all about time under tension. 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. Four. I'm going to regret saying I was going to do this live. Normally I only get to do like 30-second videos. 5, we are halfway. Don't ever compromise form for speed or load. 6. 7. 8. 2 to go. 9. 1 more. And 10. Good job. Move all of this stuff out of the way and we go straight into our 20 jumping Spider-Mans. Again, the added benefit of this is you get the hip mobility, which will then improve your squat for the next round. Leg outside hand, think about your alignment. Abs in nice and tight, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, you're not going side to side. 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we take another minute break. We have one more round of those 2 exercises left. And if you're working hard enough, you should be just as puffed. A workout is as hard or as easy as you make it. Tell you what, the set seemed to take an inordinately long amount of time. The rest goes like that. But interval weight training is a great way of improving both your strength and your cardiovascular fitness at the same time. All right, last set. Squeeze the kettlebell or the dumbbell if you've got it. From here, feet turned out, screw your feet in so you feel your glutes. And again, watch the tempo. Form should be just as good in the last set as it is in the first set. And 2. 3. 4. 5, last 5 to go, thank God. 3 left. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Last one, perfect form. This is what your body remembers. Well done. Last set of squats. And now we go into your last set of jumping Spider-Man. All right, again, like I said, it's not practice that makes perfect, it's perfect practice that makes perfect. You're not jumping to the sides and moving your hips. Your legs are coming right outside your hands. All right, ready, and 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, heel on the ground, 15, 14, 13, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're gonna break. We have a 2-minute rest here before we go into the second and the last set of 2 exercises. Bear with me. Whew. So one of the things that I get my clients to do in the gym, in their rest, is an active rest. Okay, so for example, I showed you a mobility trick to cheat the depth of your squat. Doesn't mean that you should stop working on your mobility to try and get the range that you need to make your movements more efficient. So if ankles are a limiting factor for you, you could use the time in between to do an ankle stretch. And one of my favorites is just a half kneeling sit. You could just use the weight of your chest, your heel is on the ground, but you're just pushing your knee forward as far as you can over your toe. You should feel a stretch through the back of the calf and the Achilles. To make this extra hard, you can weight it. So in between in that minute or 2 minutes rest, you could be working on your mobility so you don't have to cheat it. Use your time wisely. All right, the second set of exercises that we're gonna do, again, a strength-based exercise, and we're gonna do a step through lunge here with a goblet hold, and then we're gonna follow it up with 20 kick sets as your cardio option. Now I'm again gonna do a goblet hold. You could do a rack hold if you had 2 kettlebells. You can do this body weight. You can hold the weights down by your side. I like in goblet hold because it forces you to use your upper back and shoulder girdle as well. From here, we're gonna do 10 reps in total, each leg. So that would be forward and back. 1 rep. 1, 2, 3. You're landing on the heel at the front. If you have knee problems, you're just gonna do the reverse variation of this because it alleviates the pressure on the front of your kneecap. 2 more. 9 and 10. Now we're going to switch legs. So again, alignment, hip, knee, seek and toe, back to the center and reverse. 1, 2, 3. 7, 8, last 2, 9, and 10. Okay, from here we're going to go into a kick set. Now I have chosen this particular cardio variation because we don't get enough rotation in everyday life. This is really hard. So from here, you're going to start in a quadruped position. One leg is going to come out to the side, and from there you're just going to switch. We're going to do 20 reps. So you come through the middle to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can make it easier by lifting the hand. 6, 7, 8, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1 set. 2 go. Again, we've got 1 minute rest between sets, and then we go again. The good news is there's only 2 more sets and you are done. Okay. Grabbing your weights. Whew. I hope you guys are as hot and as sweaty as I am. All right, so from here, we're going forward first. Weight on the heel. 1, 2, 3. Apologies if I give us extra reps. I really am not good at counting. 5. 6, 7, 8, and 10. Job. Shake it out, and then we have the other leg. Sadly, we have two legs. From here, and back. 2, 3, 5 to go. 5, 4. As you can see, like, there really is no excuse to not do a workout, because you can do a really hard one with very minimal equipment and very minimal space. 10. All right. Second set of kick sets. I'm going slow because I'm pretty tired now, but again, feel free to go whatever pace you want. You still get that 1 minute rest at the end. All right. Leg out, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going, guys. Having some technical difficulties. Should be up to about 10, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 1 minute rest, one last and final round to make it count. If you've got any lower back stuff going on in between sets, a really good way of releasing lower back tension is just to go into some lateral rotation. You can also stretch out your hips here by putting one leg on top of the other. Again, we still haven't finished, so if you are going to do any sort of mobility in the beginning or in the middle, make sure that it's dynamic. We're going to save the static stretching till after the workout. All right, guys, last round. Dear God, this could be the last time I ever volunteer to do it live. But it's certainly one way to make sure you're adhering to your rest periods. All right, last set. Now, if you started on a heavier weight and you feel like you're losing your form, feel free to drop the weights to make sure that your form is really good so that you don't get injured. Leave your egos at the door. All right, and last set. 1, 2, 3. You'll notice I'm putting my foot down in the middle because I'm having more trouble balancing as I get more tired. Four to go. 4, keep the abs nice and tight. 3, 2, last one, and 1. Good job, guys. Nearly over. Last leg. 1, 2, 3. Try and be light with that back knee. You're not banging it down. You're just grazing the ground. 4, 5, 6, last 4, 7, 8, last 2, 9, one more, and 10. Good job. Last set of kick sets. And I know I've worked really hard because I know my breathing really heavily, but I'm starting to feel a little bit sick. All right. Last set. Just get it done. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to go, people. 10, dig deep, 9, 8. Anyone can do anything. 20 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, oh, and 1. And that is your interval weight training session finished for today. Before I sign off, there is one thing I wanted to leave you guys with. When I got sent this today, I don't wear bike pants, and my first thing was like, oh my God, everyone out there is going to be able to see my cellulite. And it doesn't matter what we actually look like. It's how we feel about ourselves. So you guys might be looking at me thinking, you are absolutely crazy. However, some days I feel better than others in my own skin. But a really good friend of mine said that she's now made it a point that whenever she's having a day where she doesn't feel as comfortable in her own skin, she will wear the skimpiest clothing and force herself to accept herself as she is. Because in reality, guys, you might think that other people are looking at you and judging at you, but they're really not. It's a story that we create inside our own head. We're all in this together. And you know what? If they are judging you, that says more about them than it does about you. Happy Saturday.